The fifth season of the Canadian animated television series Total Drama consists of two parts, Total Drama All-Stars and Total Drama, Pahkitew Island. The season was commissioned by Cartoon Network in October 2012, ordering 26 episodes. It is a sequel to Total Drama Island, Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour and Total Drama, Revenge of the Island. The season was produced by Fresh TV and distributed by Cake Entertainment. Owing to the series' premise, the season presents itself as a parody of reality television series, such as Survivor and Fear Factor. The entire season first premiered in the United States starting on September 10, 2013 on Cartoon Network for the first part, with the second part premiering in the United States on July 7, 2014 for a 2-week time period. In Canada, the first part premiered on Teletoon during their Can't Miss Thursdays time slot starting January 9, 2014. The second part is slated to premiere via Teletoon starting on September 4, 2014. Synopsis: just like Total Drama, Revenge of the Island before it, this season also consists of 13 episode segments. Even though it brings back the traditional 26-episode length of the first 3 seasons. Part 1, Total Drama All-Stars is the first part of the season. Christian Potenza first announced the season in an interview with Tom McGillis, saying that Total Drama All-Stars would be very similar to Total Drama Island and Total Drama, Revenge of the Island, due to the high worldwide ratings of the latter. That means that this part of the season takes place back at Camp Wanakwa. In a single location once again, unlike Total Drama World Tour. This part is also very similar to the previous season, Total Drama, Revenge of the Island. This half is an all-star season which features a return of 14 of the strongest contestants from both the first and second generation cast. This is the first season to feature characters from 2 different generations competing together. The theme for this season is heroes versus villains, which means the competitors were separated into teams based on their past performance, with protagonists or heroes from each season having to face off against each season's antagonists or villains. Both the season's title All-Stars, and the Heroes vs. Villains theme take after respective seasons from Survivor. Cartoon Network's official synopsis describes the first part, Total Drama All-Stars as, Part 2, Total Drama, Pahkitew Island is the second part of the 26 episodes that Cartoon Network ordered in 2012 for the 5th season. It was first announced on June 11, 2013 as a 6th season, even though it is still part of Season 5. This part features an entire new cast considered as the third generation of Total Drama characters and takes place at a brand new island, due to the previous setting having to be retired by the production studio after serving 3 seasons. This new island is the first new main setting in the series since Total Drama Action. Part 2 aired in North America throughout the second half of 2014, but Italy was the first country to air Total Drama, Pahkitew Island starting on June 13, 2014. This is the first season to air a new episode every day in the United States, and will also set the studio's record for fastest English airing for any season in the series. This part is being story-edited by Terry McGurran, while Dennis Jackson and Melanie Jackson, series creators of Wapos Bay, the series, also helped write and consult the plot for TDPI. Total Drama, Pahkitew Island was sponsored by the Aboriginal Peoples Television Network, who helped with the Cree translations for the team names and various season references. A general synopsis from Teletoon describes the second part, Total Drama, Pahkitew Island as, plot. Both parts feature a fictional titular reality show that follows the competition of 14 animated teenagers at a fictional island. For Total Drama All-Stars, the original island used in the first season is featured, where the producers say it is located somewhere in Muskoka, Ontario. The second part of the season, Total Drama, Pahkitew Island, features a brand new island which producers say it is located somewhere in Western Canada. The season's animated characters are depicted as campers who then participate in themed challenges and must avoid being voted off the island by other fellow campers. At the end of the series, the winning contestant or the last camper to stand on the island will win $1 million Canadian. The competition is hosted by Chris McLean, who is assisted by the camp's chef, Chef Hatchet. At the beginning of the competition, the 14 campers are evenly placed into two teams which are themed to the genre of the competition. In each episode, the two teams participate in a challenge, in which one or more campers can win invincibility for their team. The losing team is called to the campfire at night, where they must vote one of their members off the island. The camper with the most votes is eliminated from the competition. At this campfire, McLean passes out marshmallows to the campers who have not been voted off, while the one who does not get a marshmallow is eliminated. That eliminated person must then walk to the island's dock and will be forced off of the island, and told to never, ever come back, according to Chris. About halfway through the competition, the teams are disbanded, after which the challenges continue. The winner of each challenge then only receives invincibility for him or herself, whereupon a camper without invincibility is voted off the island. This process of elimination continues on until two players remains on the island. These two players are now then subject to a final contest. At the end, a camper wins the competition, while the loser ends up being the runner-up. However, the runner-up is the winner in the other ending of the finale, as there are always two endings to Total Drama seasons. This season, along with every other season in the series, is a parody of the reality show Survivor, while the host, Chris McLean, is very similar to Survivor host Jeff Probst with the evil persona of Fear Factor's Joe Rogan. Episodes. The first 13 episodes is an all-star season using 14 returning characters from the two previous seasons, while the last 13 episodes will consist of a new cast introducing 14 new characters. Both halves are part of the 26 episodes that Cartoon Network ordered in 2012. Cartoon Network aired the whole season first starting on September 10, 2013 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States, with Teletoon airing the season later on January 9, 2014 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This season also features the 100th episode of the entire series, which was aired in Canada on February 27, 2014. The 100th episode of the series is the 9th episode of this season, Zeke and Ye Shall Find. Episodes for Part 1 are all 21 minutes and 20 seconds long, while episodes for Part 2 are all 20 minutes and 30 seconds long, all of them much shorter than previous seasons. This is the first season to feature a 20-second intro, as every season before had a full minute intro section. Cast. All voice actors are listed below. Crew members. Christian Potenza plays the role as the host of the show, Chris McLean. Copyright Bennett plays the role of co-host of the series, Chef. Both voice actors worked for the entire 26 episodes of the season, due to their characters appearing in every episode. Part 1 Contestants. The first part features many returning characters from previous seasons. Other characters: Brian Froud is the killer from Episode 1, Alex House as Jose Copyright, Alejandro's brother in Episode 7, James Wallace as Cop Number 1 from Episode 8. Part 2 Contestants. Many new voice actors had to be hired in order to voice this season's new characters. There are 28 characters overall who competed in this season. This sets the series record of having the most characters ever in a single season, the previous record being 22 characters in Total Drama Island. Total Drama All-Stars, 7 characters from Total Drama World Tour and 7 characters from Total Drama, Revenge of the Island returned to compete in Total Drama All-Stars. They all competed together during several Heroes vs. Villains themed challenges, which means that all the protagonists competed against all the antagonists. The 14 returning characters who competed in Total Drama All-Stars are Alejandro, Cameron, Courtney, Duncan, Gwen, Heather, Joe, Lightning, Lindsay, Mike, Sam, Scott, Sierra, and Zoe. The winners are Mike and Zoe, both of them from the second-generation cast and both on the Heroes team. Main characters. Main characters appear in every episode of the segment they compete in. Mike is the winner in Total Drama All-Stars. Mike is the only character in the whole series to have multiple voices in the same season, all with the same voice actor. The animators had to illustrate 5 different faces and personalities in the character's body, making Mike the most complicated and diverse character in the series. Corey Doran had to record 6 different types of voices for Mike. In Total Drama All-Stars, the character Mike serves as the season's main protagonist, while his evil alternate personality, Mal, serves as the main antagonist. Mike's evil personality is a close reference to Yami Marek from Yu-Gi-Oh! As both are evil split personalities who reside within a person and eventually take over their host, as well as undergoing a change in hairstyle and voice when assuming control. Mal's name and personality was also inspired by the character, Mal Cobb from the movie, Inception. Zoe is a close reference to Katy Perry or Zoe Deschanel and is one of the main protagonists of this season. She's super fun, cute and easy to get along with, all wrapped up in a rockabilly fashion sense. She is an incredibly big heart and only cares about the best for everyone. Hero or villain. Zoe has a tendency to apologize a lot and may come across as a pushover, but don't be fooled. Push her too far and you'll find beneath that passive and cheery demeanor lurks a fierce warrior with MAD skills, known as Commando Zoe. Zoe is the runner-up of this season in Canada and the United States. Other characters, other than the main season winners, other characters from previous seasons also return in Part 1 of this season. Here is a list of all the characters as described by Teletoon for Total Drama All-Stars. Out of all the 14 contestants, half are male and half are female. 7 of them are part of the first-generation cast who have all been in Total Drama World Tour, while the other 7 are part of the second-generation cast who have all competed in Total Drama, Revenge of the Island. Out of the 7 original contestants, only Alejandro and Sierra have competed in one previous season. The other 5 have all competed in the first 3 seasons before Total Drama All-Stars. Total Drama, Pahkitew Island. Previous contestants from past seasons will not compete in Total Drama, Pahkitew Island, because this part of the season features an entire new cast. This is the second time the series completely replaces any existing cast with an all-new cast, the previous time being in Total Drama, Revenge of the Island. There will be 14 contestants as seen in an official season promo. The new characters who are going to compete are Amy, Beardo, Dave, Ella, Jasmine, Leonard, Max, Rodney, Sammy, Scarlett, Sean, Sky, Sugar, and Toffer. In October 2013, the second half of the first episode was leaked, revealing Beardo was the first to be eliminated. Main characters appear in every episode of the segment they compete in. Sean, known as the zombie conspiracy nut, is an eccentric homeschooled boy. Growing up, he watched too many horror films and played too many horror games, leading him to be paranoid about zombies. In fact, he believes the world has already succumbed to a zombie apocalypse and signed up to Total Drama as he believed residing on an island would increase his chances of survival. He becomes involved with a relationship with Jasmine. His appearance looks similar to Bam Margera from Jackass. Sky, known as the athlete, is an athletic, sport-loving girl, who is very nice. She has feelings for Dave. Other characters, 2 of the characters, Amy and Sammy, will be twins, being the first time where related contestants compete in a season together. Scarlett is the first character in the new cast to have her final design revealed. Unlike the first part of the season, the second part of the season will feature no cameos, meaning that any previous contestants will not be seen for the entire season's segment. Teams. Just like the previous 4 seasons, all of the characters depicted as contestants will be split into 2 teams for each segment. Part 1 teams. All the 14 heroes and villains in Total Drama All-Stars are separated evenly into 2 teams. The first team is called the Heroic Hamsters, which consists of only heroes, while the second team is called the Villainous Vultures, who consists of only villains. There will be 7 contestants in Team Heroes and 7 on Team Villains as seen in an official Episode 1 preview. Here are the original members of each team, as of Episode 1, Heroic Hamsters: Cameron, Courtney, Lindsay, Mike, Sam, Sierra, and Zoe. Villainous Vultures: Alejandro, Duncan, Gwen, Heather, Joe, Lightning, and Scott. In Episode 3, Saving Private Lurchball, Both Duncan and Courtney switched teams due to the former's heroic actions and the latter's villainous actions during the episode's challenge. In Episode 5, Moon Madness, Cameron tried to vote himself out, but Chris wouldn't let him, so Chris switched Cameron instead to the villainous vultures. Part 2 teams. There are 2 teams in Total Drama, Pahkitew Island, which are Pahkitew Island and One Contestants, both of which have 7 contestants with a team logo, which is either a green salmon logo or a red bear logo. Here are the original members for each team: Pahkitew, Amy, Jasmine, Max, Rodney, Sammy, Scarlett, and Topher. One Contestants, Beardo, Dave, Ella, Leonard, Sean, Sky, and Sugar. Max and Sky switched teams in Episode 20, This is the Pits. Instead of there being an elimination. Cameos. On July 2013, Cartoon Network started airing season promos that introduced non-competitors like Ezekiel, Izzy, and Owing. Even though they never competed in All Stars, these characters still went on to have cameo appearances in the season. A list of all the cameos in Total Drama All Stars and their roles during their cameos are shown below. Production. On June 28, 2011, Christian Potenza mentioned an upcoming season of Total Drama. This was the first time a cast member mentioned a 5th season to the public. 1 year later, on July 19, 2012, Christian Potenza announced a 5th season of Total Drama in an interview with Tom McGillis, saying that Season 5 will be just like Seasons 1 and 4. This hinted that this season will take place back at an island. As shown in the Fresh TV official website, it seems that there will be 26 new episodes to be aired in 2013-2014 for Season 5. Tom McGillis later stated that the new 26 episodes will be split into 2 13-episode seasons, where the first part will feature some of existing cast, while the second part will consist of only new cast which are yet to be introduced. Voice actors began recording lines for Season 5 in December 2012. Total Drama All Stars. On January 28, 2013, Cartoon Network confirmed that the new season title will be Total Drama All Stars for Part 1. 1 day later, on January 30, both Christian Potenza and Drew Nelson confirmed the title for Episode 4, which is Food Fight. Drew Nelson also confirmed that the 2 new teams for this season are the Heroic Hamsters and the Villainous Vultures. Rumors started floating in early 2010 about the season being Heroes vs. Villains, and that both the original and the new cast will compete together, but it wasn't until December 19, 2012 when Tom McGillis confirmed on ABC3 Australia that the theme for this season will indeed be Heroes vs. Villains. On February 1, 2013, Christian Potenza released a new video that contains several new information about Total Drama All Stars, including season episode titles, new voice actors, and plot information. That same day, Christian Potenza also released the first lines of the season from Episode 4. On June 11, 2013, it was confirmed that the air date for the whole season will take place in early 2014. Mostly during the winter of 2014. Tom McGillis later confirmed on Twitter that the Canadian air date will be on January 2014, while the US air date will be on September 2013. On August 19, 2013, Cartoon Network released the first official trailer for TDAS along with a new website that reveals all the characters. Lindsay's and Joe's elimination were leaked via episode scripts and trailers long before the season started airing. Anne Maria was originally confirmed to be a contestant in the season but was dropped at the last minute due to being replaced by one of the original contestants. Total Drama, Pahkitew Island. As for Total Drama, Pahkitew Island, production is currently underway for a summer release in the United States. The season was first announced to air on May 27, but was later delayed to July 7. This part is under the same production code as the previous part, Total Drama All Stars. However, the script for the entire first episode was leaked online about a year before the season's release. Scarlett's final design along with 1 second of the fully animated first episode was also leaked on Instagram by her Venezuelan Spanish voice actor. On March 21, 2014, the entire cast design was revealed by Fresh TV along with new promotions for the season. Bryn Macaulay, who will be voicing the twins, Amy and Sammy, was the first confirmed voice actress. On April 9, 2014, Fresh TV Incorporated celebrated the International Day of Pink by making the TDPI cast all wear pink clothing, symbolizing the support for anti-bullying. Before the official cast release, Sunday News was also confirmed to voice Ella, while Ian Runningen was set to voice Rodney. On May 30, 2014, a new teaser trailer was released for TDPI in Italy, marking the first time fully animated scenes were released to the public. Several trailers in English were released later in Cake Entertainment's website. On June 16, Cartoon Network posted the Pahkitew Island website, along with the audition tapes for Sugar, Sammy, Amy, Leonard, and Max. Italy was the first country to air full episodes for Pahkitew Island. On June 23, the audition tapes of Beardo, Rodney, Ella, Toffer, and Dave were released. On June 26, the entire cast and the characters they voiced were released via Fresh's Fresh blog. On July 1, ABC3 announced that Total Drama, Pahkitew Island will air July 14, 2014 in Australia. Reception, ratings. Total Drama All-Stars was the #1 telecast on Cartoon Network with the highest ratings for the week of the season premiere. Additionally, it ranked as the #1 telecast on all television among boys 6:11 and 9:14 for Tuesday primetime airings. It also claimed #1 in its 7 p.m. time period among kids 9:14 and boys 6:11 and 9:14. Critical reaction. See also, Total Drama Island, Total Drama, Revenge of the Island, references. External links, official TDAS site on Cartoon Network, official TDAS site on Teletoon, first teaser trailer for TDAS, Total Drama All-Stars official trailer, TDPI promotional article Cake Entertainment.